Orlamar here, back with another round of Grand Arena. My opponent will I'll just take a look at some feats that I gotta accomplish. Nothing much for this round that I can do. I don't have Wampa, so I can't do that feat. I gotta finish a couple squad arena battles and collect a few extras. But Connie Lingus, Dark Lord, uses Sith Empire. Pretty balanced attacks versus defenses. 406 offensive wins, 125 defends. Did have a GG account that I was able to take a look at. She's at the same defenses, I think 9 weeks in a row. So I've got a pretty good idea of what she's gonna use for defenses, so I could make a plan beforehand. She keeps her Darth Revan for offense, which is good for me because her Darth Revan is 323 speed, which is faster than my 306 speed. I just don't have the best mods on that team, and I don't have the best mods, period. His Darth Revan and his Bastila are both faster than my team. His Padme is a lot faster than mine. Just for reference, 232 down on his third line with his Rex, for sorted by speed. So just kind of getting a feel for what her speed mods look like. So it looks like she's already attacked. My Bastila team held with Jolie and Obi, or General Kenobi. I did that. My Bastila goes right after my Jolie, so that Jolie always has a battle meditation and counters and heals himself. And then I put my Geos and my Akbar team down there with C-3PO and R2-D2. Then on the bottom, I put my Padme with Anakin and Ahsoka, hoping to draw out his Darth Revan team. And then I was able to use General Kenobi up top, and then that got one shot, and then my Dooku with B1 and Magna Guard got one hold, but he was able to get through it as well. Not sure what he used on my Padme team. But then in the back wall, I put my Darth Revan team, thinking I saved enough for offense. He won't be able to get through that if he uses his Darth Revan on the front wall at all. Then a bunch of junk with it, don't need those to get a hold. Then I've got my endurance. I don't use that much, but I've been struggling with fleet, so I wanted to have my Chimera for a backup fleet. So I put my endurance with my Galactic Republic. On defense, she surprised me with a Darth Revan team. The rest looked pretty similar to what she's been setting, but just threw in an extra Darth Revan team. So got a Jedi Knight Revan and Bastila teams here. So I think I was able to make a plan to go after these teams, and should be able to get the win here if everything goes according to plan. So we'll hop right into it. I want to expose the back wall first. I put my Jolie on defense, but my Jedi Knight Revan and Yoda are both better than his, so I thought I can take this team in with Ezra instead of Jolie, and I should be okay. So we triggered Savior, and they targeted Yoda with their mark. I really want to be a little bit careful here because I don't have a failsafe to fall back on once my characters die. So I've still got Savior yet. Spread some some buffs, and Ezra's almost out. I don't know if we've already triggered it or not at this point, but we were able to get Jolie out, so that's a big win in our book. Got Yoda out, and then we'll just focus down Jedi Knight Revan. 49 banners, not efficient at all, but we got a win. So everything is going according to plan so far. We don't really need the efficiency because they weren't able to clear a lot of my board. So we'll go in against this Basilisk team, try to expose the back wall. I thought I can bring my Newt team in here with Asajj and Zombie, and then I'll just let Extortion do the trick. I think Zombie should be taunting pretty much all the time, and then we can just get Extortion out on them. We'll go a lot faster than them. They'll dispel their own buffs, and we can just whittle them down with 20% health at a time. So we got our first extortion out. Let's attack, do all in on Bastila. Kenobi's going to be annoying with his taunt, but that should be okay. And then it's starting to spread that foresight. The extortion. So all of them have it, but then they start to cleanse it. I'm not happy when I see them cleanse it. It gives us some buffs, but they all cleansed it off. So no more extortion. And then they kill my Newt one time. Not great. Got to get tenacity down on Kenobi so we can stun him. Perfect. Then we can get the extortion back up. All three of them have it again, but then they took out my Newt. So Newt's a little too squishy for this. I was hoping that zombie would be taunting a little bit more. If my Newt were a gear 12 or gear 13, I think this would have worked fairly easily, because you can see they all had it and would have continued to have extortion, and then we could have just chewed them down with the extortion. But at this point, it's pretty unlikely we get a win unless they just, for some reason, glitch out and target my zombie the whole time, and Asajj builds enough damage to just start taking them out. But it's pretty unlikely. We did get a stun on Kenobi there, and they are starting to target zombie. Got some tenacity down on Bastila, tried to get a stun. And Kenobi's cleanse is not cool, and then they killed Asajj, and so I quit out right as they were about to kill zombie. So rather than doing the smart thing and going through that zone, I decided to go up top and try to clear that zone. I do have a plan for this Darth Revan team. I don't have a good meta team to take in against it, but I figure I'll try to burn their cooldown. So I'll take in 3 low-level characters, and hopefully that will cause them to burn all their cooldowns of their fear moves. So I want Darth Revan to go first. He'll use his fear move, and then Bastila will use hers, and then Malak takes out one. I was hoping Darth Revan would use his shock, AoE shock too, but that didn't happen. But then we can take in CLS, we'll target Bastila, and got a big dodge where she would have gotten tenacity down, so that would have been huge, because then that second shot from Han would have reduced her turn meter, and then we wouldn't have been shocked, and we wouldn't, or the shock causes Malak to taunt, and then we counterattacked Malak because we had to, and it just didn't go quite as well as we had planned. We still got Bastila out, but we wanted to get Darth Revan out too for an easy first order cleanup. Instead, we're gonna have to pop in there with a different team. So I've kind of wanted to try this for a while, and probably now was not a good time to, but I want to try bounty hunters here with Bosk lead and how many debuffs that they get. My Bosk is gear 12. It does not have permanent taunt, Zeta, whatever that is, Trandoshan Rage, I think it is. And then my Boba is like gear 9, just really bad, and my Jango is gear 11. So I did quite a bit of damage to Malak early on, and then I kept healing up. So with all the debuffs Darth Revan provides for his team, they constantly are getting debuffs, and then they're healing my team because of that. So I kept trying to target Darth Revan. I think I probably should have gone for Darth Malak, just based on how easily it was looking that I could get his health down. So I should have probably done that. He had healing immunity at one point, should have gone for that kill, and then made it a Darth Revan cleanup instead of a Darth Malak cleanup. But not looking good here. Trying for a big hit, but as you can see, just gear 11 versus R4 is just not going to do it. Or R5, I guess. So, not looking great. We've spent a lot of decent teams, and we've still got a lot of teams to go through. We've got to get through that Bastila team somehow. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to use to get through it now. Didn't really think things through too much, but then I thought maybe Kira can lead Nest, and then Nest can solo if we get Master's training on Nest. So we went in there with it. Basila provides so many buffs that we should be able to ramp up damage over time if we don't get one shot by one of these characters. So got the Master's training up, and so now we just gotta hope that they don't hit us too hard. Ooh, almost died from that big hit from Ezra, so I'm a little scared here. Got the heal from Hoda, and I've got my Nest as super slow, so hopefully when they hit her, she'll counter enough that she heals back up and gets her protection back up, which is really the key here, because that Kira lead is why I brought her in here, is to get Nest protection up when she critically hits somebody. So, and just like that, and we take a turn and Basila one shots, so not great. I was hoping for a smaller hit there and we could have survived it, and we were starting to get through their bonus protection and would have started one-shotting them fairly quickly there. But so you can see the board, not good at all. I might be stuck on this front wall. I don't have anything to go up against this Basila team. Basila at Gear 13 is kind of nasty, especially with her Zeta on her leadership ability. It just gives so much tenacity. So we thought we'll bring in Empire, see if if Thrawn can do anything against Malik. I know Malik kind of ruins Palpatine's leadership ability, so that kind of sucks, but we'll try it. So we did an AoE, got the debuffs up there, probably a mistake, but I fractured Malik. I can't really stun them, so let's get some shock up there, and then he hits, and yeah, they're taking me out pretty quickly. Too quickly to explain what was going on there. So I'm not going to get through that team for sure. We can try this team again. I brought in some Night Sisters, but with the tenacity, I don't like it at all. So I brought in HK, and unfortunately their turn meter was preloaded, which I don't think it mattered because I think they were faster than all of my characters anyway. But I need to be able to do that, throw the grenades with HK to get the tenacity down, so that we can start getting some debuffs on them, start spreading some plague. That would be super helpful. But these ability blocks from Basila are kind of annoying. I always use Basila on offense because she's great at getting banners, but I feel like maybe I should start using her on defense more often because she's super annoying to go against. So I kept using Talzin's basic, just assuming I wasn't going to be able to get plague up, but I probably should have tried it at some point. But then they take me out, and we're officially stuck. Let's start throwing the kitchen sink at different teams. Of course, this is a stupid combination because no debuffs. Oh, we got a daze to stick, so that's interesting. But we need those dots to stick so that we can recover health and protection, so that we can do enough damage. We got one dot, that's good, and then they take us all out. So not getting through that. Let's start trying some other teams here. Going back to Darth Revan and Kylo Ren. That was going to be my cleanup for Malik if I needed to, but with Darth Revan there, obviously my team's way too weak. So let's start trying to take out this Boba team, since that's all I think I can get through at this point. The clones actually are pretty tough up there too. I've never used my Shock T with 5s and Clone Sergeant here. I just geared them up a little bit more and put mods on them because I plan on doing at least the ship portion of the gas event this week. But obviously that didn't work. They got their contract up pretty quickly. Then I realized I've got the Sith trio. They're not well geared, but should be well enough geared to take out this team. I would love to have like 2 extra gear levels on this team, and I think they would have worked really well against that Bastila team. Just because that's such a timeout team, they shouldn't do too much damage, especially against a Treya team. But I don't have any Zetas on this team, and they're all gear 8, so I'm pretty sure they would have gotten hit pretty hard. And I don't even have all their abilities maxed out. I think my Nihilus... I'm hitting Dengar here because I was waiting for the Annihilate with Nihilus, but then it turns out I don't have the Omega on that, so on the Annihilate from Nihilus, so when I hit Boba, he was able to revive with his Bounty Hunter's Resolve anyway, so, but we were able to get through it. Finally, some success to get back on track. Let's throw some things at these clones, see if anything sticks. Got some Ewoks, why not? Got Logray, yeah. I thought I had put my Ewoks on defense. I usually do, but I think that's the team I replaced with Darth Revan. Probably should have taken Chirpa lead, but I thought he was on defense. So then I saw him there. So I've got Chirpa, Elder. I guess I had Logray on that last team. I don't even know. We'll do B2. Why not? Get some buff immunity. I just want to take out Rex. If we can get Rex out, then 5s will sacrifice, and it'll be a little bit easier of a team to clean up. Maybe with some of my other drunk teams could get through it. We're going to get a loss here either way because we have nothing left to get through either of these walls, but may as well try to get some banners. It's probably not going to happen. 5s is taunting. 5's taunts are annoying because he counterattacks every time. But what can you do? It was a prayer anyway. So symbolically, Ben taunts at the end and gets Rex-lated. So win streak ends at 33.